FM 104.5, KZOM, music from Traffic and Glad. And that's exactly how I feel. They said it would never be done. They said he'd never come back. But Larry's back on the radio again at Zoom 104.5, just about 10 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock. Been on a sick leave for a couple of weeks and real enthusiastic about coming back to work today. Just kind of speeding along on the highway. Policeman in Rose City stopped me and gave me a ticket. And that kind of dampened my enthusiasm somewhat. So for that guy, I would like to get on the Led Zeppelin mini concert. KZOM, music from Led Zeppelin in a mini concert from the first, the second, and the latest LPs. About 800 people were at the movie last night to see Song Remains the Same in its two shows. Just keep in mind, the next Saturday night, the Galen Theater and Zoom 104.5 will be bringing you the Neil Young film Rust Never Sleeps in an encore performance. About 23 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock, Lair with you on the Sunday night music from today's featured artist Journey coming up. Also the music of The Who and the Outlaws.
Beaumont, get ready for Rusty Ware. He's coming to the Palace.
Paint shop. No job is complete until you're satisfied. Complete fiberglass repairs are made also, and all insurance claims are handled. Or if you'd like to customize your car, complete custom paint work is also done. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5. Denny's Paint Shop. Call 842-6115.
Tonight at 10 o'clock, it's Bob Seger, a little conversational hour on the King Biscuit Flower Hour. And I'm music from the Outlaws, Playing to Win, on the Triangles album station, KZOM.
Take it any way you want. Any way you want it, just the way you need it. Any way you want it. I won't get to get what I'm after till the day I die.
Music from Meaty Beaty Big and Bouncy from The Who on Zoom 104.5, and They Call Me the Seeker. If you're a big Who fan, you've got a chance to hear quite a bit of The Who music this week on Zoom, because for Hot Lunch Half Tracks, Monday through Thursday, Dave Scott's going to be tracking a side of The Who album, Tommy, starting with side 1 tomorrow, side 2 Tuesday, side 3 on Wednesday, and finishing up with side 4 on Thursday. On Friday, it's a special Hot Lunch Half Track special profile in rock with Bad Company.
B.F. Goodrich and Superior.
That doesn't mean you can't get into a bit of good time rock and roll tonight. The Foxy Lady has put together one heavyweight night, starting with dollar bar drinks, 10-cent draft beer, and 3 Miller ponies for only $1. The Scott McGill Band and Luce will be providing the jam. So, if you're a rock and roller, Sunday night is a must at the Foxy Lady on Port Arthur Road in Beaumont.
Concert line coming up in about 12 minutes. Sniff and the Tears, driver's seat on KZOM. Funk number 49, music from James Gang on Zoom 104.5, KZOM. 11 minutes away from the hour of 7 o'clock. We've got some ZZ Top coming up, music of Sea Level and the Electric Light Orchestra. Also going to be digging out the concert line. And Zinger's going to be in the Triangle the next couple of weeks or so. At the Civic Center tonight, it's Journey along with the Babies. Tickets are still on sale for that show. Monday night, Rusty Ware at the Palace in Beaumont. Tuesday night, it's Kingston Trio at the Palace in Beaumont. And on April the 16th, that's this Wednesday, it's Michael Murphy and Hank Thompson playing at the Palace. Tomorrow night at Alfredo's in Orange, it's the High Rollers. High Rollers moving to the Texas Pelican Club in Benton on Friday. Other concert dates coming up, Kinky Friedman at the Rockefellers Club in Houston this Wednesday. Friday night, Joe Cocker at the Houston Palace. Next Sunday, Judy Collins will be at Jones Hall in Houston. April the 24th, McCoy Turner at Rockefellers Club in Houston. On the 25th through the 27th of April, Shake Russell will be at Steamboat Springs in Houston. Harry Chapin at the Houston Palace on the 27th of April. On that same night, a Sunday night, it's Sonny Rollins at the Rockefellers Club in Houston. April the 28th, it's Linda Ronstadt along with Danny Korchmar at the Houston Summit. And on May the 3rd, looking for Triumph and UFO at the Houston Coliseum. Looking for some upcoming dates with ZZ Top and Jackson Browne, too. Be sure and stay with Zoom 104.5 for all the details of that. Triangle weather says it's going to get down into the 40s tonight. Looking for a high tomorrow around 55. Low tonight getting down to about 42. Right now 47 degrees at Zoom 104.5. This is the Triangle's album station, KZOM Orange. Zoom 104.5, music from the new Rush album, The Spirit of Radio. About 7 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. They're with you till 9 o'clock tonight.
8420703.
Thanks. 10-cent draft beer and 3 Miller ponies for only $1. The Scott McGill Band and Luce will be providing the jam. So, if you're a rock and roller, Sunday night is a must at the Foxy Lady on Port Arthur Road in Beaumont.
I wondered what happened to these guys. Used to be so good. The Electric Light Orchestra, back in the days before they were just, good old ELO and kind of like the symphonic Bee Gees. Nice rockin' band. And as mini concert I wanted to play for a long time. Haven't been able to because I had to get an album. Mark Mitchell loaned it to me, so we got it on tonight. It's a midi concert from the Electric Light Orchestra on KZOM. Zoom 104.5, music from the Electric Light Orchestra back when everybody called them that. Music from the LP2 and also El Dorado in the midi concert. 7:30 at Zoom 104.5, gearing up to a Beatles weekend. I guess it's coming up next weekend. Zoom Tracks all of this week will be featuring music from the individual Beatles. Tomorrow night it's John Lennon, Tuesday Paul, Wednesday George, Thursday Ringo, and on Friday we'll be tracking the White Album and Abbey Road. Got some Beatles coming up this hour.
This is it. Tonight, Journey and the Babies. Tonight, from Pantera.
Zoom's Interviews comes your way at 11 o'clock tonight. It's brought to you by Joey's Candies and Gifts. The guest is Robin Trower. FM 104.5. 12 minutes until the hour of 8 o'clock with music from Savoy Brown with Streetcar Talking. They're with you on this Sunday night at 9 o'clock. It's Bobby stepping in to put you under the shady side. Zoom 104.5, music from Michael Murphy's Peaks, Valleys, Honky Tonks, and Alleys, and the South Coast. Straight up 8 o'clock at KZOM, got music from Skinner and also John Lennon coming up on the other side.
Beaumont and the Palace box office. Rusty Ware in concert. Don't miss it.
Well, Triangle low tonight. It's supposed to be down somewhere around 38, looking for a high tomorrow around 56. What happened to all that warm weather we were having? There's a 20% chance of rain for tomorrow. Right now we've got 46 degrees at Zoom 104.5. Zoom 104.5, music from John Lennon. Cold Turkey. Must be in a PADAP session or something like that. Around 12 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock, they're with you on this Sunday night for another 58 minutes or so at Zoom 104.5. On the other side, some very interesting music. Some music from the Babies, from their album Broken Heart. If you are not at the concert right now, Pink Floyd from their album Wish You Were Here, and also a new release from Jimi Hendrix. Zoom 104.5, music from Pink Floyd's Wishing You Were Here LP. And have a cigar. 30 minutes until the hour of 9 o'clock. That's 30 more minutes left for me. Bobby's going to be in at 9 o'clock with On the Shady Side. At 10 o'clock, it's the King Biscuit Flower Hour this week, featuring a conversation with Bob Seger. And at 11 o'clock on Zoom's Interviews, brought by Joey's Candies and Gifts, it's Robin Trower.
Beaumont, get ready for Reef and Orange and the Palace box office. Rusty Ware in concert. Don't miss it.
Well, no matter what you do next Saturday, go to the beach or whatever, you gotta be listening to Zoom. You just have no other choice, because you'd be stupid if you do anything else. Because starting at 12 o'clock noon, we're going to be presenting the Beatles from A to Z for close to 12 hours of non-stop rock and roll from the Beatles. The special thing about next Saturday, you might have all the Beatles albums from Meet the Beatles all the way up to the Hollywood Bowl and whatever, but starting at midnight, there are two albums that chances are you haven't heard. The second album for Saturday the 19th feature is the new Rarities album, which has just been released on Capitol Records. The first one at 12 o'clock next Saturday night. Be sure you have all your friends listening to the radio because it's a Beatle album recorded live at the Sam Houston Coliseum. That's only 90 miles up the road in 1965. Very, very rare album. Beatles live at the Sam Houston Coliseum one Friday night at midnight on your album station, Zoom 104.5. FM 104.5. Music from the Allman Brothers from the very first LP. And tie me to the whipping post. Got about 13 minutes away from the hour of 9 o'clock there with you. The Who coming up next. Also music from Little Feat and music from the Jay Giles Band called in from the album Love Stinks.
Starts Wednesday at the Plaza One Mini Cine with plenty of free parking.
This is your album station, Zoom 104.5 with Lowell George and Little Feat. This is Zoom, KZOM Orange. Zoom 104.5 music from the Quicksilver Messenger service, the old Bo Diddley tune Mona. Right on the eve of Bobby's On the Shady Side program, brought to you by the Palace. And we'd like to remind you that Rusty Ware will be out at the Palace tomorrow night for one show only at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $7 and $8, and they're on sale right now at the Catfish Kitchen, the Branding Iron, the Fisherman's Reef, and the Palace box office.
Hi there. I hope you're...
4.5 would like to remind you that Rusty Ware is going to be at the Palace tomorrow night for one show at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $7 and $8, and they're on sale at the Catfish Kitchen, the Branding Iron, Fisherman's Reef, and the Palace box office.
Gonna round out the night with a... I'll see you back here same time next week when the Palace brings you On the Shady Side on the Triangle's only album station. All around.
We just happen to be in Orange. This is Zoom 104.5, KZOM. Coming up in just a few minutes, it's Zoom's interviews brought to you by Joyce Candies and Gifts with Robin Trower.